For all of our recorded history, we have done one thing more than any other. We have stared into the void, and we have listened. We have built colossal metal ears pointed at the heavens, straining to hear a single whisper, a single note that is not our own. And the universe, in its 13.8 billion year history, has answered us with one profound, soul-crushing reply. Silence. The Fermi Paradox, the great silence, the most terrifying question ever asked. In a cosmos filled with trillions of planets and billions of years of opportunity, where is everybody? The silence feels like a judgment. It feels like an answer. And that answer seems to be that we are trapped. That the cosmos has built a prison around our solar system. That the laws of physics are the walls, and the speed of light is the unbreakable lock. That interstellar travel is impossible. But what if this comfortable, sterile, terrifying answer is a lie? What if the silence is not proof of a prison, but proof of a policy? What if the impossibility of interstellar travel is not a law of physics, but a carefully constructed illusion? The evidence, hidden in declassified government reports and in the forbidden mathematics of theoretical physics, suggests a different, more terrifying truth. The question is not, can we travel between the stars? The question is, are we being allowed to? The official story, the one we are all taught, is simple, and it is brutal. Case closed. We are here, and they are out there, and the space between us is a graveyard of ambition. This prison has two walls. The first wall is the tyranny of distance. Our nearest stellar neighbor, Proxima Centauri, is 4.2 light-years away. That number sounds small, but it is a deception. That is over 25 trillion miles. Humanity's fastest ever object, the Parker Solar Probe, is a technological marvel, traveling at over 400,000 miles per hour. If we pointed that probe at our nearest neighbor, it would not arrive for 6,600 years. This is not travel. It is a multi-generational tomb. It is a statistical impossibility. The distances are, quite simply, too vast. But the first wall is not the real barrier. The real barrier is the second wall, the one that governs the entire cosmos. We call it the Einstein Wall. The speed of light, 186,000 miles per second, the ultimate speed limit. It is not just a good idea, it is the law. Einstein's theory of relativity is clear. As an object with mass accelerates closer to the speed of light, its own mass begins to increase. It gets heavier and heavier and heavier, approaching infinity. To push an infinite mass, you require infinite energy. It simply cannot be done. This, science tells us, is the great filter. It is the true answer to the Fermi Paradox. Every civilization on every planet eventually discovers physics. They build their rockets, they look at the stars, they do the math, and they realize they are trapped. They are born in their solar system, and they will die in their solar system. It is a universal law, a cosmic quarantine that keeps the universe silent. The prison is perfect. The physics is absolute. Case closed. Or is it? This is where the official story fractures. This is the 0 point. Because in the margins of theoretical physics, in the mathematics that is often dismissed as fantasy, a few brilliant, heretical minds have asked a different question. What if the laws of physics are not a wall, but a door? What if we have been trying to punch through the wall when the whole time a key was hidden in the equation? In 1994, a Mexican physicist named Miguel Alcubierre proposed the warp drive. We call it the cheat code. The theory is as elegant as it is terrifying. It does not break Einstein's law. It finds a loophole.
The Alcubierre drive states that the ship never moves. Instead, you use a massive amount of energy to create a bubble of space-time around the ship. You then use that energy to contract the space in front of you and expand the space behind you. The ship itself is stationary, safe inside its bubble, violating no laws at all. It is the universe itself that moves, carrying the ship with it at a speed that could be 10 or 1,000 times the speed of light. This is not science fiction. The mathematics is sound. But it comes with a catch. A catch so profound, it sends the theory right back into the realm of impossible. To create this space-time bubble, the equations demand exotic matter, or negative energy, a hypothetical substance that repels gravity. A substance that, according to mainstream science, does not exist. The other fantasy solution is the wormhole. The Einstein-Rosen bridge, a theoretical tunnel through the fabric of reality, a shortcut. You don't travel across the galaxy, you step through it. But it too has a catch. These wormholes, if they exist, are catastrophically unstable. They collapse in an instant. And the only thing that could hold one open, the only thing that could stabilize the tunnel, is once again that same impossible exotic matter. We are left in a paradox. The only two possible ways to cross the stars both rely on an impossible fuel. The prison, it seems, is locked after all. The official story holds until you look up. The official story says it is impossible, but the evidence, the data, tells a different story. For 70 years, the reports were dismissed as swamp gas and weather balloons. They were the fantasies of fringe lunatics. Until 2017, the United States government, the Pentagon itself, officially declassified these videos. They admitted the objects are real. They admitted they do not know what they are. They called them unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs. These objects are not just lights in the sky. They are machines. Machines that are performing maneuvers that our physics, the physics of the Einstein Wall, says are impossible. They demonstrate instantaneous acceleration, pulling G-forces that would turn a human pilot into liquid. And they demonstrate hypersonic speeds with no visible means of propulsion. And this is the smoking gun. This is the refinement. When our fastest jets break the sound barrier, they create a sonic boom. It is a violent, explosive shock wave created by the jet pushing the air molecules out of its way. It is a signature of brute force. The Tic Tac UAP was tracked moving at thousands of miles per hour in total absolute silence. No sonic boom, no heat signature, no exhaust. This is not just an anomaly. This is a clue. It is the exact, specific evidence we would expect to see from a functioning Alcubierre warp drive. A craft inside a warp bubble is not touching the air. It is not pushing the atmosphere. It is in its own isolated pocket of space-time. The space around it is moving, but the air itself is not being violently displaced. There is no sonic boom because there is no boom. There is only the silent, terrifying efficiency of a technology that mastered the cheat code. The impossible physics is not a theory. It is in our skies. So how does it work? Where did they get the impossible fuel? This is the 0 point. The name of our channel. The deepest secret of our reality. The official story tells us that empty space is empty. But quantum mechanics, the most successful theory in human history, tells us this is a lie. The void is not empty. It is a roiling, chaotic ocean of energy. Particles and antiparticles boiling into existence and annihilating each other in a time scale so fast we cannot see it. This is the quantum foam.
We know this 0 point energy is real. We can measure it. The Casimir effect proves that two plates in a perfect vacuum will be pushed together by the pressure of the nothingness outside them. This is not a fantasy. This is real energy, an infinite, untapped ocean of power underpinning all of reality. What if exotic matter, negative energy, is just our primitive 21st century term for a technology that has learned to engineer this foam? What if a Type 2 civilization can harvest this 0 point energy? What if they can use it to create the negative pressure required to power an Alcubierre drive? The impossible fuel is not impossible at all. It is everywhere. It is the fabric of space itself. This leads us to the lore. What if this knowledge is not new, but ancient? We have on this channel investigated the lost technologies of our ancestors. The Antikythera mechanism, a 2,000-year-old analog computer. The Vrimanas of the Vedic texts describing flying machines in terrifying detail. What if these myths are not myths at all, but fragmented memories. Memories of a time when humanity, or a predecessor, understood this physics. What if we are not discovering, but remembering? Or perhaps the truth is even stranger. What if the simulation hypothesis is correct? What if our reality is an advanced digital construct? Then the speed of light is not a physical law. It is a processing limit. It is the refresh rate of the simulation. And the UAPs, the impossible craft, they are not ships at all. They are admin accounts, debuggers, or glitches in the code, unbound by the rules that have been set for us. The evidence is clear. The UAPs prove that interstellar travel, warp travel, is possible. The theories, from zero-point energy to the simulation, provide a terrifying menu of how it's done. This creates a new and final paradox. If it is possible, and the universe is 13.8 billion years old, why is it still silent? Why haven't they contacted us? Why are we still alone? This is the real great filter. It is not a wall of physics. It is not a limitation of technology. It is a policy. It is the zoo hypothesis, the forbidden planet, the quarantine. What if the great silence is not emptiness, but a shunning? What if the advanced civilizations of the galaxy are out there, a silent federation of watchers, and they have looked at humanity? They have seen our wars, our tribalism, our greed, our self-destruction. They have watched us split the atom and immediately build a weapon to destroy ourselves. And they have made a decision, a logical, cold, and unified decision, that humanity is too primitive, too violent, too unpredictable, that we are a young, dangerous species to be left alone, to be contained. The silence is not an empty void. The silence is a message. Do not engage. The prison, it turns out, is real, but it was not built by Einstein's laws. It was built by our own. We are not trapped by the physics of the cosmos. We are trapped by the physics of our own nature. And the only way to break the Einstein Wall may be to first break the walls we have built within ourselves. The final frontier is not out there. It is in here. Here at 0 Point Lower, we believe the official story is never the full story. If you believe our reality is a puzzle and the past holds the keys, subscribe to join the investigation. And now, we want to hear your theory. What is the Great Filter? Is it a wall of physics that truly makes travel impossible? Or is it a quarantine, a deliberate choice made by watchers in the dark to keep us contained? Let us know your definitive theory in the comments below.